All right, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakodash, ex-double honors the apostles, handlers of great millstone and Rubel, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth and sincerity. You know, I want to title this video, don't just do lessons, but learn from them. Because you'll see, even with myself, sometimes the most I movies actually do a lesson. But a lot of the time, it's be something that you yourself had to learn from, not just to teach to somebody else. You understand? Because a part of the walk in the truth is to actually examine and fix yourself on a daily basis. And sometimes, something might happen to you, and it might give you a good idea for a video, but sometimes it'll also be something that you yourself had to work on. And it's always good to take heed of that. Don't just get an idea for a video and just do it because you're supposed to do videos, but actually try to learn from the videos you're doing. You understand? So there's I'll read this verse, 2 Corinthians 13 verse 5, right? It say, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, right? So that's something you're supposed to do on a constant basis, right? It say, prove your own selves. Say, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobate. You understand? Because right and truly, if Yahushua Mashiach not with you, then you'll be on the same mindset as these other people. So you're supposed to be using the scriptures through the Spirit to weigh yourself constantly and make sure that you're on the right track. Already and truly, with all the lessons you're doing, it's not lessons just to say you're doing a video, but always try to make sure that you yourself working on these same things. Because majority of the time you're making a video, you're blasting somebody or doing edification to try to tell Jacob, the sons of Jacob, how not to be. No, you yourself can be teaching that, and you're not following those same things you're teaching, right? You got a precept. Yeah, Romans 2. Romans 2 verse, I'll start from 19, right? Let's say, and art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind. Because already and truly that's what the prophets are. The prophets are a guide to the ones that are actually blind to the truth. We're supposed to be, as I say, waking up the hopeful elect. But they started off as blind until eventually the prophets came and showed them the truth so that they have the ability to see through the Spirit, right? Say, thou art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness. Same thing I just said, right? The ones that didn't understand. An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes. Because the scriptures say, when you come into the truth, you're like a child. You understand? You're like a babe, knowing more or less nothing. Say, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth of the law, which is what we just teach in the scriptures, right? Through the Spirit. It said, thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? It said, thou that preachest a man should not steal, does thou steal? So you see the scripture even telling you, don't be a hypocrite. Don't be teaching that you're not, don't be teaching people that you're not supposed to be doing things. And then in your free time, you're doing the very same thing because you're supposed to learn from the same knowledge you're trying to pass on. You understand? It said, thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, does thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, does thou commit sacrilege? So you tell you everything that you go and tell other people that they shouldn't be doing, you yourself supposed to be making sure you stay on the right track. Because you see, you ought to be a light unto the Gentiles, right? And that light is not just about your teachings, but also your ways, right? To say, for the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. Because you have men who will be teaching the truth, and then breaking every single thing that they're teaching for the Gentiles to see, for the especially the unbelievers. They're gonna be watching you like you're supposed to be a man of God. Why it is you saying that you shouldn't be doing this, and you're going and doing the same thing? That's being a hypocrite. Like blaspheming the word of the Most High. Right? So that is to show you how important these things is be. Whenever you're doing a whenever the spirit come here to actually do a lesson, and you actually do that lesson, try to make sure that you yourself try to be a living example of that lesson. Cause really and truly, you can't be teaching something to edify others and you're not edifying yourself. Because as scriptures say, supposed to seek your own salvation with fear and trembling. You're supposed to be the first person you teach before you try to teach anybody else. You're supposed to get yourself in order first and then try to get other people in order. Right? Today, Matthew 7. Right, Matthew 7. Right? Now, people that say, no, that mean you're not supposed to judge, but that is not so. Because the scriptures say you're supposed to judge righteously. But they just use that like, don't tell me nothing that I'm doing wrong because, Jakes don't like to be corrected. You understand? You're really supposed to be wise when judging a situation because you can't be telling somebody that they're wrong or that something will happen for them for doing this and you doing the same exact thing. You're supposed to be practicing what you preach, right? To say, for with what judges, for with what slack here, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. You understand? So if you want to correct a man and tell him that way you're doing is wrong, you yourself supposed to be making sure that you're not doing that same thing. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And that is the next reason why it's very important to practice what you preach, because really and truly, if you go around telling men that what they're doing is wrong according to the scriptures, and they lack the understanding that you have a bigger price to pay because you actually know the truth. As it say in Luke, it say, he that knew it not and did things worthy of stripes will be beaten with few stripes. But he that knoweth, that's paraphrasing, will be beaten with many stripes. So you even have a bigger penalty to pay than an unbeliever or somebody who don't understand as much as you do. So that shows how important it is to actually practice what you preach, especially when you're giving judgment. It says, and why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Okay, you go have brothers who always like to go around correcting others, but they doing just as bad, if not worse. They'll feel that you will get away with that. You see how see you see how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye. Right? You say, thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. So the scripture even telling you, hey, learn to work out your own shit first. You can't be doing wickedly and then want to go and tell our next man not to do that. You know how they like to say in the world, They usually say in the world, do as I say and not as I do. But no, you're supposed to be the example of that. You're supposed to be the living example of that. You're supposed to be practicing where you preach. Alright, I think I'll stop on that one. So you see, even the scriptures give you perfect examples of how important it is to actually follow the things that they're teaching. So don't just feel when you're doing a video, it's just for, I edifying, so I'm feeding the sheep. You yourself is also one of the sheep. You understand? You yourself also had to hearken to the same words you're teaching. It's not just for you to teach others and then go and do whatever it is you want to do in your free time. It's for all of Israel to follow, including yourself. Don't ever forget that. Because no man is actually above the law. Right? You see that in Romans, you say a man is under the law as long as he live it. Right? So I haven't been out scripture in a while. Like Romans 7. Um Romans 7:1. It say, know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law had dominion over a man as long as he liveth. So it's not like you're not under the same things you're teaching. You are to follow the same things you're teaching others to follow. And you being the guide of babes, if you're not following these things, and you actually have the others watching you not follow these things, you will have to pay for that. Because that could actually cause our next man to fall off or go off, because he could be watching somebody who's supposed to be righteous, who's supposed to be a living example, doing folly. Just like these women out here, half of them is whores because they're following the examples of these other older women being whores. So really and truly, if you're supposed to be a guide to babes, whenever a child growing up, it is look at the parents and it is mimic the things the parents doing. So if you're watching like younger brothers in the truth as babes, children, if they're watching the older brothers breaking the law or doing things they're not supposed to be doing according to the scriptures, then that'll be programmed into them also that it's okay. You understand? If that brother's spirit weak, they can interfere with him. So really and truly, these things is actually something very serious. That is how majority of these women out here in a mess. And that majority of how these Jake fellas out here in a mess. Because they're following the ones older than them who doing complete rubbish. Whores training whores and pimps training pimps. Or niggers. Nigglets. Nigglets training nigglets. That is all you're seeing out here. Nigglets training nigglets. Yesterday is Jude 1 verse 7, right? Jude 1 verse 7. It say, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth as an example. And that is really the point we're trying to make in that scripture. The Most High actually raised up Sodom and Gomorrah to be a wicked place and to do wickedness, to destroy them, to actually be an example of what wickedness the righteous should not do. The same way he raised up men in the truth. We had the men in the truth. We had the elders. We had elders and apostles at GMS to actually be an example of how you're supposed to be as a righteous man. So when you see elders, men who older than you in the truth, more experience, they rehearsing right and wrong for years. They have the beard, they're not lining up the face. You can be able to look at them and they are an example of how a man of the Most High is supposed to be. A visual example, not just in terms of edification, but you could actually see visually how a man of the Most High is supposed to be. by the personality. You can see how a man in most is supposed to act like a man. You understand? All these things are important. If a babe growing up and you see Ella doing this every minute, you go like, you understand? When children grow up seeing big men doing that, they might pick it up. You understand? That will show you how visually something psychological is. These training you actually gain is actually teach you how to be as a man in the Most High. It's supposed to be all stay. Just like how the scriptures refer to the Messiah, he was a hard man. He was a man. He wasn't no effeminate. Because scriptures tell us effeminate wouldn't enter into the kingdom. So I just show you how actually following this word is have an impact on the brotherhood also. And not only that, but onto the onlookers. Because you know the onlookers always looking for something to actually use against the ministry to shame the ministry. And there was some brothers that do sometimes. There's actually do things they're not supposed to be doing or not expedient to shame the ministry. And these scoffers out here who actually just sitting waiting for something, just have something to use. When really and truly, if you just try to be humble and try to live according to the scriptures, you will be blameless, as the scriptures say. So all these things is showing you bit by bit how important it is to actually be able to follow the things they're teaching and actually try to live according to the scriptures. It's like, oh, I hear Allah say once, he say, when you come in the truth, your life already complicated. Don't try to make it more complicated. Because that is all that's happened to you out here. So always try to just follow the correct thing. And then the spirit come on you to actually bring out a lesson. And the lesson edifying. Actually try to follow those same things you're bringing out. Because you see brothers go have like hundreds of videos. So when you look at the kind of edification our brother bringing out, if he following those things that he bringing out, he's supposed to have something going good for him. You understand? Because if you're bringing out the edification and you're actually seeing in the video at the Most High working with that man, if he following his videos and actually doing according to what it is he preaching, he will stay on the right track until the end. Most High will. And that really what you're supposed to be doing, meditating scriptures day and night and actually practicing what you preach. And actually holding fast state because you don't really have much time out here again. Everybody might believe the non-believers out here where the most I had them in a bubble. They thinking that this place going to go on for 30 years again and no. Men done gazing up to to push buttons like Didi, you understand? Men done ready to push buttons. It's just a matter of time. But the Mosai, as you say, as the prophecy says, he's more like a thief in the night. So everybody in the chill zone, they're not seeing it coming. You understand? So I don't make this video too long. You know, it just a little quick lesson, and you know, practicing where you preach. Whenever it is you bring out a lesson, edifying, you know, always try to hold fast to the lesson. Don't go out and say that you should do more videos and you're not doing more videos. Don't go out and say that, you know, you should be dealing with this topic a certain way, and then when you in a situation, you're not dealing with it that certain way. You understand? Always try to learn from the things you're preaching. Now we're in the flesh, so it's not going to be easy. You know that. It's a trial by itself because this flesh, you know, always warring against the spirit. As the scriptures say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So it's not going to be easy. But really and truly, not supposed to be. So you're supposed to pray for strength. Always ask the Most High to help you. And always try to do what you're supposed to do. Always practice what you preach. Always try to do according to how the scriptures say to do it. Which is our next big stumbling block to people. Not just about what you feel to do, but how the scriptures say to do it. Alright? And with that, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kodash. I like to double honors the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. And peace and salutation.